would like to bring Rajesh Jain up to the stage, and let's hear from him. Welcome. Because you're going to need this.
Thanks a lot.
All right, take care.
Thanks, John. Good afternoon, everyone. An important part of our future is being created out in the world. And it is from that world I want to share stories about two companies I'm involved in. Between them, they cover the two most important screens of our interactive lives, the computer and the mobile screen. The two companies are Novatium and Netcore. They are both part of what I call the Emergic ecosystem. Emergic is about creating emerging enterprises using emerging technologies, which can do good and well for emerging markets like India. Emerging innovations will serve not just the emerging markets, but will have a great impact even in the developed markets. These are innovations which are going to be made in India, but made for the world. Before I get on to the stories, here's a little bit of information about myself. I've spent the last 16 years as an entrepreneur in India's digital space, internet and mobile. I created India's first internet portals, and now we run India's largest direct-to-consumer mobile media. I've also made personal investments of over $20 million in Netcore and a dozen other companies in the digital space. I'll start by talking about Novatium and mass market computing. In India, there are 50+ million middle-class and upper middle-class middle-income homes. Only 8 million of them have computers at home. There are only 5 million broadband connections, and broadband in India is defined as 256 kbps, which means that 30 million people are actually visiting cyber cafes to get their access. This has to change. Computing and internet access has to come home. And for this to happen, we have to simultaneously reduce cost and complexity to target computing for the mass market. To do this, we went back to an old idea, that of the network computer. We took the guts of a mobile phone and created a sub-$80 network computer, which uses a standard keyboard, mouse, and display. All processing happens over a broadband connection on a server. We added support to make sure that Windows and Linux applications, all of them work from day one. We intelligently split application processing between the server and the client to ensure that the part of the stuff happens on the client computer and some of it happens in the cloud. Connectivity now is becoming less of a challenge in India. Many telcos, including the government ones, offer 1 Mbps connectivity at sub $5 a month. Ease of use is a very critical aspect of this. What we've done is made sure that the user experience is very good by ensuring the split of applications between the client and the server. And for most people in India, where we have deployed it, the Nova Net PC is the first taste of computing. Parents are delighted that their kids now don't have to go to cyber cafes, that they can access it from home. The children basically now are teaching their parents computing. So this is a revolution which basically starts with the Nova Net PC. Affordability is another very key aspect. What we've done is made sure that the computer costs only $100 upfront for them, including the display, and then they pay $10 a month for connectivity and computing, both. And this is the same price point at which mobiles basically took off in India. In the past year, we have deployed 5,000 computers in Indian homes as part of a large pilot. The rollout is now scaling up with a multi-pronged strategy. We're going in 3 ways. The first is working with telcos to take computing to Indian homes, so with a bundled computer and connectivity connection. The second, we are working with local providers, cable companies, and wireless access providers to ensure that local neighborhoods are basically wired up. And third is we've created a telco-independent variant of the product with the browser which is there locally to ensure that it can be sold directly by existing PC resellers. Our goal is to take this to millions of homes in India, and then also target other markets down the line, small to mid-sized enterprises. Again, very little computing being used there. Education, rural info centers. There's also innovation in the revenue model that we've created. the concept of computing value-added services. Because we are able to control the desktop remotely, we can now show ads which are targeted based on users and their usage profile based on location. We've also got a prepaid account, so there's a cash balance which is there, which means then that consumers can basically pay for applications and content. Taken together, these create a multi-monetization opportunity beyond just the access charges. There are 1 billion non-consumers of computing out in the world for whom simplicity matters as much as affordability. And that is the market opportunity for Novatium's NetPC, or as Newsweek called it in a cover story last year, the UnPC. Let's move now from the world of mass market computing to the world of mobile data. While the fixed screen is what Novatium's focused on, it's the mobile screen, the tiny mobile screen that Netcore's MyToday service is focused on. A couple of years ago, we decided that the world of mobile data needed a direct-to-consumer model, which basically bypassed or limited the constraints imposed by the all-powerful mobile operators. We chose SMS as a starting point and gave it a second life by using the power of free, push, and permission to build a right-of-way to millions of subscribers. On the web, it is a search box, which is the core of both audience and monetization. The equivalent in the world of mobiles is going to be the SMS subscription. What is interesting about SMS is that it is non-intrusive, can be read at any time, and works on every mobile in the world. In countries like India, where people have a limited ability to pay, SMS is the perfect interaction channel. Besides voice, it's the only channel to reach the 300 million plus Indian user base. MyToday is working to do just that. We have created 50 channels which people can opt into, from news to cricket, from jokes to the latest movies being broadcast on TV tonight, from health tips to beauty tips. All it takes is a single SMS to subscribe to any of these free channels. And these subscriptions, along with the daily habit and direct relationship that they are creating, has ensured that MyToday has become India's only media on mobile. Here are some numbers which speak for our success. We have 50 channels, as I said. There are 3.7 million subscribers, all garnered through word of mouth over the last 2 years. 11 million subscriptions. We're sending out 13 million SMSs every day, which is 4% of India's SMS traffic. We had Nielsen do a survey of 2,000 plus subscribers a few months ago. Very interesting results, which goes to show how it's becoming media for consumers. Average subscriber age, 25 years. 75% of the base is under 30. 80% belong to the top strata of Indian society. 75% read every SMS that they get. No surprise, because they've opted in for that. And for the vast majority, MyToday has become the primary source of receiving news and information. 40% of them have seen ads. 30% of them have acted on ads. No other medium comes so close or as close to generating awareness or response as SMS ads targeted to content that people have opted in for and read. This reach, combined with the right-of-way, is helping us drive multi-monetization of the MyToday audience. In the past year, we've done 250 campaigns from 150 companies. You see one example out there. Lead generation is the other vertical that we are looking at. In addition, we are working to build a cash balance from people, from our subscribers, independent of the telco, of the mobile operator, so we can do paid channels. Again, multi-monetization, similar theme as what we talked about in Novatium. The same platform which powers MyToday, it can be used now by enterprises for their SMS needs, and by operators and publishers. In fact, enterprises in India, we are now targeting all-around mobile marketing solutions for them, including advertising and invertising. Invertising is invited advertising. It works because we all want to stay connected with the brands that we like, the shops that we go to, and companies whose products we buy. So while advertising helps in acquiring new customers, invertising is about reducing the incremental cost of ongoing contact with customers. SMS is the perfect channel to deliver invertising because of its simple, always on and always available attributes. And that is exactly what Fab India, an ethnic Indian garments retailer, is doing. They send out multiple messages every month My wife gets these, and in the last month, we visited Fab India twice because of the hotline they have to her. So really what's happening out here is that SMS is becoming the primary means of interaction and of communication for organizations. Another example, recently, The Economist started a daily service telling people, telling subscribers, opt-in subscribers to the content that they have, getting them to either go to the website, sample, or subscribe to the print edition. So what we are really doing out here is using free subscriptions as the foundation to building massive direct-to-consumer reach. This creates the right of way, which can be monetized in multiple ways, as we have just seen. Creating a prepaid model with consumers is the next thing, a mobile operator-independent cash balance, which makes us akin to an operator. But the focus is not on voice, but on VAS, value-added services. We have also created our own SMS infrastructure at mobile operators, something which only a handful of companies have done globally. From there, it is one short step to creating a mobile computing operator, a sort of data MVNO, with a focus on high-end enterprise and consumer users. The mobile VAS model is basically a direct path to consumers, which can create a large audience and can create monetization streams from both advertising and subscriptions. One more stream than what we get on the internet, and I think that's going to make all the difference in monetization in the mobile case. These were the two stories from India, which have many things in common. They both started off with bold and ambitious goals. They both looked at the domestic market and focused on non-consumers, focused on delighting non-consumers with simpler and cheaper services, using the fact that the limited legacy which people had could be used to leapfrog them to a better world. There are similarly many large unsolved problems and opportunities in India, whether it's education, healthcare, social networks, where the starting point is the address book on the phone rather than the email address. Many of the emerging ecosystem companies in which I've invested in are taking on these challenges, using emerging technologies to basically create innovative solutions. Mcheck is doing it in mobile payments. Rajshri Media is creating innovative ad models. When you have 3-hour-long movies, you can't just use pre-roll and post-roll. Midas Communications is doing it in wireless broadband solutions. IntelliZone has created a sub-$15 solar light, which adds 2 to 3 hours every day to the lives of people in rural India. So whether it is Novatium's NetPC or Netcore's MyToday or some of the other companies that we've just discussed, there is an opportunity for investors and entrepreneurs to do good and well in addressing the needs of hundreds of millions of users, consumers, underserved by the solutions today, using the newest of technologies. Think of them as technological black swans, which can drive the creation of the next Microsoft, Google, or Cisco. They will emerge not necessarily from the US or the developed markets, but from emerging markets like India. Emerging innovations are a harbinger of things to come, made in India, made for the world. Thank you.